Good morning, everybody. My name is Martin and I'm one of the elders here at King's Church in Heathfield. We are at the end of a preaching series at the moment that has been looking at one of the most important things that there is that we could look at. What were the characteristics of the heart of Jesus? What was driving Jesus to do what he did? What was the characteristic that made him what he was? And the only reason that we can look at this is in fact because Jesus opened up once and he said in the Bible exactly what was the secret at the centre of his heart, which is, I am gentle and lowly in heart. And this whole series, in fact, has been inspired by a book called Gentle and Lowly, which has been recently published and which I can wholeheartedly recommend to you. Now, we've all got used to this scenario, unfortunately, happening. You get up in the morning and you maybe turn on the television or you turn on the radio or you open up whichever news channel that doesn't annoy you too much, and maybe you open up the paper and there it is in black and white, and it's quite often accompanied by photographs. And what is it? It's yet another celebrity has fallen from grace. They have said something on Facebook or Twitter or some other media outlet that they shouldn't have done, or they've used some sort of offensive words or offensive language, or there's something bad on YouTube. Or it may be actually it's worse than that, seriously worse, and some evidence of abuse has been uncovered or harassment. People's lives have been hurt and damaged and lives have been wrecked. And the person that we all admired, that only a few days ago we thought of as a great hero, suddenly turns out to be some level of monster. And to be honest, we all know, because we've seen it repeated over and over and over again, we know what happens next. Sometimes there are words, they say, that were used by mistake. The celebrity appears on television and they're begging for forgiveness. Please, please don't cancel me. I didn't know it was wrong. I've learned. I won't do it again. I'm sorry that I've offended people. I'm sorry that I've hurt people. And generally hoping to find forgiveness from everybody. But sometimes it is just too bad and everyone is shocked. There is abuse or there's harassment and there is anger from the people. The whole nation feels let down and we're angry for those who have been hurt. And we know we can't ignore it. Once upon a time, this sort of thing was just swept under the carpet. People turned a blind eye and people pretended it didn't happen. But now we know we can't do that. We hit anger immediately. We hit rejection immediately. We hit cancel immediately. Once it was all softness and gentle approach and let's pretend it's not there. Now it's the opposite. Now we say we can't ignore that. It's just absolutely unacceptable and we immediately hit the cancel button. It's softness no longer. And to be honest, that's day after day after day. That is what's fed to us. That is fed to us as how our culture should work. Anger, unacceptableness, cancel. But the problem comes when you and I fail. Or we are mentally faced with these two options. We think, I've failed. I know that I've sinned. I know that I've done something wrong. If I come to Jesus, is he of the generation that sort of sweeps it under the carpet and let's pretend it hasn't happened? Or is he of the generation that says, no, this is unacceptable, cancel? Will he write me off? If I come to Jesus genuinely as I am, with all of these flaws, with all of this wrong, will he be somebody who just writes me off and vents his frustration over my regular and repeated inadequacies? And so I can end up not coming to the Lord. I can end up not coming to him because I just don't think I know how he's going to deal with me. Now, the verse I'm going to read to you is a verse that turns our culture, that turns our world and our understanding of how Jesus acts completely on its head. And it's Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 2, and it says this. And in this passage, the writer to the Hebrews, he's talking about spiritual leaders generally, but he's using it to point us to Jesus in particular as the supreme example of a leader par excellence. And this is what it says. He, Jesus, he is able to deal gently with those who are ignorant and going astray. Now, the more I have been reflecting on this verse, the more amazing and astonishing I think it is. He is able to deal gently with those who are ignorant and are going astray. It is so worth us just taking a few minutes to take apart each of aspects of this verse. Firstly, he deals gently. Now, our society, our culture is not known for its gentleness. Here is a bad situation, and you know what? Sure, something bad's happened. We don't come at it saying, I think the best thing for us is to come at it with a gentle approach. We don't do it like that. Now, there are two categories of people talked about in this passage. The first category is those who are ignorant, and the second category is those who have gone astray. So the first category on this side are the people they did something wrong and they didn't realise it was wrong, and the people over this side are the people who they knew it was wrong and they still went and did it anyway. So you've got these two categories of people, and now I can just about find in my heart that it's okay to say, okay, well, with the ignorant, maybe gentleness is the right approach. But I don't feel in my heart that with those who deliberately sin, that gentleness should be the right approach. And in fact, as I've been saying, that's all over our culture. Tabloid papers are not known for their gentleness. I don't open the Daily Mail and think, wow, isn't this a gentle paper, the way it deals with situations? I don't look at the Daily Mirror and think, oh, there's a celebrity and he's done something wrong, and aren't they being gentle with him? Now, in fact, if on a rare occasion they are being gentle, there's something inside me that rises up and thinks, hang on, why should they get away with it? Why are you letting them off the hook? Why aren't you being harsh and dealing with them, as they deserve? That's in my nature, it's in our nature, and it's all over our culture. But Jesus deals gently. Jesus deals gently with ignorant sinners, and he deals gently with deliberate sinners. He deals gently, and he deals gently with me. With me, a sinner who has sometimes sinned ignorantly and too often sinned deliberately. And as I come to him, he deals gently with me. Now you notice the first words in this verse. It says he is able to deal gently. He has the resources inside himself to be able to deal gently with me. To be honest, I haven't got the resources inside me, but this verse tells me that Jesus has everything inside him to give him the power to be able to deal gently with those who come to him. And you notice also, it doesn't say he deals gently, he deals gently. Dealing gently is not sweeping something under the carpet, he is dealing with it. He really, really does deal with my sin. And dealing gently with me is not some second-class, inadequate way of dealing with me, but it's the perfect way that I need to be dealt with. It cannot be improved on the way that Jesus deals with me or Jesus deals with you. He deals gently with you. And then the word gently. Dealing gently literally means, in this context, it literally means he has his emotions perfectly under control. When Jesus is dealing with me, he's not going to suddenly fly into a rage. He's not going to be bored with me as I come to him with yet another example of my failure and I ask for forgiveness. He's not bored with it. He's not disinterested with, oh, Martin again, don't really care about him coming. He's not depressed. Oh, Martin, I had such high hopes and now you've failed again. No, Jesus is fully in control of his emotions. That's what it means when it says he deals gently with me. I have encountered this gentle dealing of the Lord over and over and over again, and I know that many of you have encountered it as well. And I really want to plead with everybody who is watching this video. I don't care whether you're 3 years old or 93 years old or even older than that, or whether you're in this church or you're not in this church, or whether you're a believer in Jesus or you've never really believed in Jesus at all. I don't really mind about any of that, because I say if you come to Jesus, he will deal gently with you. Come to Jesus and you will encounter the life-transforming power of his gentleness and his gentle dealing. And we need to press into this dealing. We need to press into his gentleness and drink over and over and over again of his gentle dealing. You need this for your own good, but not just for you. It's not just for you. You see, as I come to Jesus and I drink over and over of the gentleness of the Lord, it becomes very hard for me to then act in a cold or brutal or harsh way to others when I encounter their failings. You see, the more I encounter Jesus' gentle dealings with me, the more I want to imitate him, and by the power of his Spirit, be like he is. When others fail, I don't want to be harsh or cruel, or all the things that our culture tells me that I should be in order to be effective. Jesus says a massive no to that, and he says, let my gentleness fill your life. He says this, we go back to the verses that we were looking at right at the beginning of this series. Jesus says, take my yoke on you and learn from me. Learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. May God bless you as you encounter the incredible, gentle dealings of the Lord. Amen.